It's 10:30 and this is the virtual story time, the first one presented by us, the Cherryville Branch Library, to you, our wonderful patrons. I'm Miss Tracy, your storyteller. Hello. I've missed everybody. I hope everybody is healthy and has had a decent time in the last couple months. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. It's only going to be about a 15-minute story time. I'm not going to worry about reading any books. I'm going to do some fun things that I found to try while I was at home. Work is never done, believe it or not. We're going to start out a little bit differently. Normally we sing Open Shut Them, but I thought we would try a story time brought to you by a letter, and we'll do a jigsaw puzzle first. This is one of the cool ideas I found. So today's story time is brought to you by the letter J. For June, I know it's June already, summertime. I'm going to have a couple of puzzle pieces. I'm going to give you clues, and I'm going to see if you can guess what the J word is that fits our puzzle piece. So this first one is something you would find in your refrigerator, and it probably has a liquid in it, maybe water, could be iced tea this time of year. Do you know what J word that might be? Did you think of a jug? Yeah, you could put a jug of water in the fridge. Definitely a jug of iced tea this time of year, that would be yummy. You would probably also find this thing in the fridge as well. It's smaller and it would have something inside it that you would put on toast. And actually both of the things that you could put on toast start with J as well. So what would you spread on toast? Starts with a J. That's right. Did you think of jelly in a jar? This is our jar here. Although this one looks like it's got strawberries, right? So here's our jar of probably strawberry jam, if I had to guess. All right, the next one you would see up in the sky. It would go really, really fast and it can carry people. Can you think what that might be? I bet I know which word you're thinking of, but that letter is A. I'm thinking one that starts with a J. Did you come up with a jet? Yeah, jets fly up in the sky. Can you fly like you're flying? Jets go really fast. You might hear the term jumbo jet. These are some of my absolute favorites. We usually get to eat them in the spring, and they're very small, and they come in lots of different yummy flavors and lots of bright colors. Do you know what I'm thinking of? It's a candy, if that helps. Do you think of jelly beans? Yeah, do you like jelly beans? I love them. They're a lot of fun to eat. Just don't eat too many of them, right? All right. Now we don't need any of these right now. It's very hot outside. But before you know it, it'll be fall and we'll probably need this again. You would put it on if you were cold, especially if you were getting ready to go outside. Maybe you've heard one of your parents say, don't you go out of this house without a... Do you think a jacket? Yep, need a jacket when it's cold outside. It's not cold right now though, is it? Pretty warm out there. Okay, last word. Another refrigerator. I know, kind of a theme here. This is something you could drink, and it might be orange, or it could be apple. Did you think of juice? Yep, juice starts with J. So here is our story time letter, a nice big capital or uppercase letter J. Did you guess all the puzzle pieces? I bet you did. We usually have a lot of fun with that sort of thing, don't we? So we had juice, we had a jacket, we had some jelly beans. Jelly beans were a lot of fun, weren't they? We had our jet, usually, like I said, a jumbo jet. We had our jar, probably full of jam or maybe jelly, and then our jug. It was a great fun thing to do, wasn't it? I'm glad we tried that. So talking about jelly makes me think of something that you could see in the ocean. Probably not a jar of jelly, but something that starts with the word jelly. Do you know what I might be thinking about that you could find in the ocean? I bet you know what it is. Make sure you can see my flannel board. If I put up one of these, can you guess what it is? Yeah, it's a jellyfish, isn't it? So I have a cute poem about some jellyfish. I need more than this one though. What color jellyfish did I just put up? Yeah, it's a green one, isn't it? Now what color is that one? Pink. I know, I like pink too. And then there's red. And I've got a yellow jellyfish. And last but not least, that's right, I've got blue. Now how many jellyfish do you see out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right, we have 5 jellyfish. And what do you think they're gonna do? You betcha, they're gonna be swimming out in the ocean, right? 5 little jellyfish swimming by the shore. One got lost, and then there were, how many jellyfish do you see? 1, 2, 3, that's right, 4 jellyfish. 4 little jellyfish swimming in the sea. One swam far away, and then there were, did you guess 3? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 3 little jellyfish in the ocean blue. One rode off on a seahorse, and then there were 2. Yeah, there's 2 left. What colors are left? Yellow and blue, right? Yeah. 2 little jellyfish swimming in the sun. One took a dive. Are you ready to make him dive? Woo! And that left? Yep, there's only 1. One little jellyfish swimming all alone. He went home, and then there were, yep, there's none. Or you could have said 0. That's okay. 0 doesn't rhyme with alone, but that's okay. None doesn't quite either, but it's close. So we like to do those because we like to count. We're really good at counting. And we count up and we count down, and usually with 5 because 5 works real well since we've got 5 fingers. Speaking of jellyfish, one of the things I'm going to do is put a post with some really wonderful links, including a live feed for the Monterey Bay Aquarium. They actually have a jellyfish cam, so it's nice and relaxing and peaceful to watch. But like I said, I'm not going to read any books this time. I know we normally read books, but I feel like there are a lot of really neat things that I learned, and I want to share them with you in this short version of story time. And there's also been a lot of really wonderful videos out there with other people reading books, and I'm going to put those posts instead and link over to them. It's always good to see how other people read and to see what their audiences are like. But I did learn a new song, another J word. This is actually from friends of ours over at Cherryville. That is 2 wonderful children's librarians that put together a lot of early literacy tips, including some really fun songs and finger plays, little short stories you can tell with your kids. So they have a song about a J, a Jack. What do you think you would sing about with Jack? Jack in the Box? Do you have a Jack in the Box at home where he pops out? Yeah, not ever my favorite toy, but I know a lot of people like them. So we're going to sing a Jack in the Box song using a scarf. Now, I have these scarves that they bought us for our story times, but you don't have to have a scarf. If you've got one, that's great. You could also use something like a washcloth or maybe a hand towel. A paper towel would work really well too. Anything that you can kind of bunch up just a little bit. You don't want to squash it. We're not squeezing it. We're just kind of bunching it up and covering it up with our hands. As we do that, see our hands there? That becomes our box. Jack is the scarf or whatever you've got inside. So we ready to learn how to sing the Jack in the Box song? Jack in the box sits so still. Will he pop out? Yes, he will. And I didn't throw mine up there, but you could really let it fly if you wanted to. Let's try that. We'll sing it again and maybe you can let yours go up in the air real high. So are we ready? Jack in the box sits so still. Will he pop out? Yes, he will. Oh gosh, that popped right into the iPad. But these are really fun. I'll put the link to Cherryville up as well when I link to the books and the jellyfish cam. Like I said, they've got some really, really wonderful early literacy tips. And it's always good to learn new things and share. So the last thing I have, I don't know if you can see my pictures back here in the back. These are from artwork for our summer reading theme, which is Imagine Your Story. So it's all about fairy tales and folklore this summer. My favorite fairy tales, I mean, there's all kinds of them, but there is one that would fit with a letter J story time. Do you have any idea what that might be? Did you guess Jack in the Beanstalk? You would be correct. Now, I'm not going to read Jack because I have been practicing the story and putting a few of my own little touches on it. Fairy tales are often told in lots and lots of different ways. If you look up the fairy tale Jack and the Beanstalk in our system, there's probably a bunch of them that come up. There's been different versions, different illustrators. Some versions are funny, some are serious, some are even kind of scary. So this one is just cute. But this is me telling you the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. But I do have some pictures for you. So once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. That's right. Can you all wave at Jack and say hi? Hi, Jack. He lived in a small house with his mother, and they had a cow. There's their cow. We should give the cow a name. I think we'll call her Moo. It's a good name for a cow, isn't it? Can you do that with me? Moo. So Jack and his mother and Moo all lived there at the house. Now Jack and his mother didn't have a lot of money. Moo was their best and most prized possession. But unfortunately, they decided they needed to sell Moo. Jack's mother said, I need for you to take Moo to the market and sell her. I know it's hard, but we have to do this. So Jack set out one morning with Moo and walked to the market. But before he got there, he met a man. And the man said, wow, that's a nice looking cow you got there. And Jack said, thank you, I'm taking her to the market to sell. And the man said, I'd really like to have that cow, but I don't have any money. And Jack said, well, I'm sorry, I have to take her to the market to sell. The man said, I do have some beans though. I'll trade you my beans for your cow. And Jack said, beans? I don't need any beans. Excuse me, I'm supposed to be heading to the market. And the man said, oh wait, but these aren't just any beans. These are magic beans. Jack said, well, why didn't you say so? Moo, nice knowing you. And he took the magic beans. I know, there's not very many beans there in his hand, is there? They don't look very magic, but he was excited. Couldn't wait to race home and tell his mom all about those magic beans. Do you think Jack's mom was happy? You're right. She said, Jack, what were you thinking? We don't need beans. And she threw those beans right out the window. And then she sent Jack to bed. Probably didn't let him have him eat any dinner either before she did. Well, the next morning when Jack woke up, there was something magical after all. There was an enormous beanstalk that had grown right outside his window, right where his mother had thrown those beans out. In fact, it was so tall, you couldn't see it up through the clouds. See, these are clouds up at the top. It grew that tall, went all the way up into the clouds. So if you saw something like that, what do you think you would do? Well, I know what Jack did. Jack took one look at the beanstalk basically and said, that looks like an adventure. And he climbed up that beanstalk. Took a while because it's a really tall beanstalk. And eventually he got up through the clouds and he discovered a castle. Well, you discover a castle, you got to go in, right? Jack crept very carefully into the castle and started to look around and realized all the furniture was huge. See, there's this big, enormous chair, and look at the water dish. He could probably go swim in the water dish, couldn't he? Look how small he looks. Then he heard a noise, a really loud noise, and he got scared. So he ran and he hid in a cabinet. And about that time, he heard this boom, 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 and saw a giant. And the giant said, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell something. What is that smell? Did I forget to take out the trash? Well, the giant never could find Jack, so he sat down at a table. And on that table were a hen and a harp. Do you know what a hen is? Yeah, I thought you did. It's a female chicken. And a harp is this lovely musical instrument. Well, the giant yelled, "Lay!" And that hen laid an egg that was made of solid gold. Then the giant yelled, "Sing!" And the harp played a beautiful melody. In fact, it was so beautiful, the giant fell asleep. And he snored very loudly. Can you snore real loud? Can you snore louder? That's such a great job. I can't snore myself, not like that, but I bet you did an excellent job. Well, Jack peeked out from the cabinet and thought, you know what? If I could get the hen that lays the golden eggs, and I could grab that harp that sings and makes such beautiful music, I could take those home, and I bet my mom would forgive me for bringing home the beans. Those two things would be awesome. So he carefully picked up the hen, and he carefully picked up the harp, and he ran out the door with them. But when he did, the harp sang out, "Help us, master!" So what do you think happened? That's right, the giant woke up, and the giant yelled, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, stop, thief!" And he chased Jack to the beanstalk. Jack ran down the beanstalk to get to his house. See, there he is near the bottom. It's not easy to do when you're carrying something. Here's the giant way up above him. And as Jack neared the bottom of the beanstalk, he yelled, "Help!" Who do you think came and helped him? You got it, his mom. His mom heard his cries. She showed up with an axe. Do you know what an axe does? Yeah, an axe chops. And she chopped down the beanstalk. Can you act like you're chopping? Chop, chop, chop. And the beanstalk crashed to the ground. What do you think happened to the giant? Yeah, he crashed to the ground too. Knocked him out cold. They didn't have to worry about him ever again. So Jack and his mother, with the hen that laid the gold eggs and the beautiful harp, they lived happily ever after. And did you notice there's a cow in there again? Do you think that's Moo? I'm hoping they got Moo back. I think Moo was really happy with them, so I'm going to say that's Moo that got to come back to them. And that's the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Did you enjoy it? Yeah, might be a little different from the version you've heard, but that's the great thing about fairy tales. They change with each new telling, and that's why you've got so many different versions. I hope you enjoyed this first virtual story time. I'm glad to know I didn't make any big mistakes. I really do miss everybody. We're just going to have a new normal for a while. That's okay. Yes, you'll notice my new normal's incredibly short hair. There's a reason they tell you don't try to cut your own hair, but that's okay. It'll grow back. Look for next week's story time, same Facebook channel. So 10:30 Thursday morning. Our theme is going to be unicorns. Yeah, I thought you'd be excited about that. All right, nice seeing everybody. Bye-bye.